pleasant good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, depending on the part of the world where you are located. Once again, it's my pleasure to be back with you to do another important presentation. And the normal format we will follow: we'll do a motivational word, tell you about our services, do the presentation, and remind you about our services. And my motivational word for you today is a very simple message. Planting your own food is one of the most important decisions you can make in your life at this juncture. I repeat, planting your own food is one of the most important decisions you can make in your life at this juncture. The many reasons for that decision, I know you are very much aware about why you should do that. I want you to consider them, deliberate on them, and after your deliberation and consideration, ensure that you have the motivation to start planting, whether in a small way, medium size, or in a big way. Whatever the way, please start to do your own planting. I also remind you that my organization, we provide one-on-one coaching and counseling services, one-on-one mentorship. We provide ongoing courses such as the fundamentals of psychology for 4 weeks at $1,200 for students, $1,800 for the general public. The fundamentals of psychology at $3,800 for 10 weeks. You can pay in parts, whether it's one payment, 2 parts, 3 parts, or 4 parts, to ensure that you can do the course. We also have another 4-week course, Mastering Emotional Intelligence and Becoming Emotionally Resilient. And that is priced at $1,800 for students, $2,500 for the general public. Groups of 5, $7,500, and you save $1,000, where you will get it at $1,500 per head. As a coach or as a counselor, we can help you in terms of, choosing an appropriate career, choosing an appropriate university, sharpening your skills, whether it's as a public speaker, whether it's, identifying your talents, helping you better understand yourself, helping you develop greater self-confidence, managing trauma, and giving you that belief and confidence that you are worthy and you can contribute to the best of your ability. What you need to do is give us a call at 1-868-778-5141, 1-868-779-2544, or email us at leadershipwithadifference@gmail.com. So book your appointment early and let us engage in partnering with you to help you become a better you. So the presentation for today is to start your backyard garden. All right? So I, Imo Rameses Bakari, your psychologist and life coach, is here once again to do today's presentation entitled Grow Your Own Garden. It is my desire for you to go higher. It is my desire for you to go higher so that you can unleash your fire. That's my desire. So as I start the presentation today on starting your backyard garden, certainly that will be a step in helping you go higher. At the end of the day, we all live in the world, and as global citizens, we are feeling the full effects of climate change on food production. We are feeling the effects of natural disasters. We are feeling the effect of man-made disasters in the forms of war. And we also are living through still the COVID-19 pandemic. And that, as we all know, and all the other reasons, they have disrupted the supply of food being transported around the world. And sadly, unfortunately for Trinidad and Tobago, many Caribbean countries and many other countries, they import most of their food. So we have a very high food import bill in the context of Trinidad and Tobago, over $6 billion annually. And any country that has to import most of their food is in a very difficult situation. And I remember 5 years ago in visiting Cuba, I remember they had a policy of planting and utilizing all available land space. And I saw a first-hand example of that when I visited, where as you drive around the island, you could have seen the range of crops planted all around, all in an attempt to fight back against the strain brought on by the embargo implemented by the United States of America. So whether you're in Cuba or any part of the world, there are many reasons why you should start your backyard garden. One obvious one, you can cut down on the money spent in the market on the grocery. You can contribute to growing healthier crops in that you are controlling what you plant, how you treat it. Many farmers sometimes in the quest for $1, sometimes they put so much chemicals into the plants that certainly it is not good for human consumption. All right? So cut down on your food bill, eat healthier. It also provides a level of physical exercise. It promotes psychological well-being. I know that some therapists are actually using gardening as a form of therapy. And the head of the psychiatry unit at UWI, Dr. Gerald Hodgkinson, I heard him a few months ago indicating that he has incorporated garden therapy into his treatment modalities. And I'm saying, all of us can benefit from garden therapy, physically, emotionally, psychologically. So that's another good reason why you should get involved in producing your own food. Do not be intimidated that you may not have land, because at the end of the day, with or without land, you can still plant. You can make use of old shoes, old containers, buckets, cardboard boxes, fill them with soil, fertilize them with shrubs, with grass, with goat manure, goat waste, sheep waste, cow waste, and create a nice mix, particularly along the organic side, avoiding the hardcore chemicals, and produce. And it wouldn't take you that long to produce food, all right? For example, basic items such as tomatoes, from the point of planting to reaping, it's just 12 weeks. Melon gen, 12 weeks. Okra, 12 weeks. Cucumbers, 8 weeks. Lettuce, 4 weeks. Of course, if you're thinking of crops such as cassava, you will need some space. That will take you 9 months, and you could beat and produce a lot of meals by having cassava available. Things like plantain and green fig, 9 months time. It's worth the sacrifice. So many people now are challenged the high price of flour and bread. I mean, if you could get staples such as cassava and green fig, etc., you will be doing yourself a huge favor and cutting down at the same time on the high cost of your market bill or your grocery bill. So it is very important from a health point of view, both physically, psychologically, and helping you in a financial way in growing and starting your own garden. All right? There is no excuse that I would like you to put forward. Those of you who may have the means, you can set up a basic hydroponic system where you will rise above the challenge of land, provided you have the financial means to do it. And there are different categories of system, so you can choose one that can fit your budget. If you cannot afford a hydroponic system, as I said a while ago, gather your cans, gather your boxes, gather old wood, gather grass, mix your soil, in terms of creating a healthier mix, because as we all know, a lot of the nutrients in the soil are not there. So we need to do something to give it a boost. And we could support the work of Sadhguru when he speaks about saving the soil. Because if we save the soil, we will have it in a healthy condition whereby we can plant, and plant in a way that will be healthy for mind, body, and soul. So let us remember the words of the late great Ras Shorty I. Many times, our artists are prophetic and they are very visionary. And several decades ago, he sang that great hit, but Plant the Land, you know. Obviously, I'm more speaker than a singer, but certainly a few lines from that song is worth remembering. When he said, plant the land, plant the land, plant the land, plant it, plant it. So if you can remember the refrain of that song, I think that is more than enough motivation, along with all of the other reasons why you should start planting. So I reiterate, it cuts on your market and grocery bill. You can produce a healthier crop in a reasonably short time in terms of short crops and medium crops. You can enhance your physical and psychological well-being. As I said, therapists are now using garden therapy as a modality. It is something where it's a good pastime besides producing food, where you will not be wasting time and you will be benefiting. And the more you produce is the more motivation that you get in terms of continuing production. So if you haven't started, the time is right. The time is now. Start to plant the land, not later, but now. So I leave you with that simple message. Very important for your own well-being in every possible way you can think of, given the challenges that we face in the world today. So plant the land, plant the land, plant it. Remember, one of the best decisions you can make in your life at this point in time is to plant the land. So ponder on it, reflect on it, and start planting the land. So as usual, remind you again that all you need to do is to give us a call at 1-868-778-5141 or 1-868-779-2544, or email us at leadershipwithadifference@gmail.com. Book a coaching appointment, book a counseling appointment, participate in one of our ongoing courses. Feel confident enough to support the work of this channel by contributing financially through the YP link. Feel confident to purchase our book, Conversation, priced at 100 TT, 45 EC, or $15 US. So there are many different ways in which you can support us. We count on you, and in the meantime, plant the land, plant the land, plant the land. Thank you, and stay tuned for another powerful message in our next presentation. Bye for now.